This is WKYT This Morning.
And mornings start right here in Kentucky on WKYT. Good morning to you. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's Monday, April 4.
Get up and make the best of it, right? Okay, it's now 6:30, and we have some new details in about a hit-and-run crash that killed a Kentucky mother of 4. See who police have now charged in the case.
A man and woman are waking up in the hospital after being hit by a car on a busy Lexington road.
And search and rescue teams provide some tips for staying safe while enjoying all the great outdoors that Kentucky has to offer in the spring.
We have a couple of showers to the north. That's out ahead of our system. And as we go through the day, we'll start off in the 50s. We'll actually finish off there in the 60s later on today with that rain chance. I'm going to talk about that rain chance and the freeze warning overnight coming up.
Our top story this half hour, a mother of 4 was killed in a hit-and-run crash, and new this morning we have learned that police have made an arrest.
Matthew Warner was arrested more than 12 hours after Sunday morning's crash. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk this morning with more details. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. Investigators did not have to go far to find Matthew Warner. They arrested him yesterday afternoon on US 127, the same highway where deputies say the 21-year-old hit a mother of 4 and left her dead in the road. Heather Lawrence was walking along the road early yesterday morning when a truck crashed into her. Lawrence and her husband had 4 children. The youngest is just 2 years old. Her husband is now asking for donations through a GoFundMe webpage. He says she did not have life insurance and he does not have any savings, so it will be difficult to cover her funeral expenses. Lawrence's husband of 23 years says she left their home yesterday because they had been arguing. He tells us he went out to look for her just a short time later, but by then there was nothing he could do.
They didn't even slow down. They didn't even try to stop. There's no skid marks over there. I mean, what kind of animal does this? How can you live with yourself?
Warner is charged with tampering with physical evidence as well as leaving the scene of an accident. Deputies say they found the truck that he was driving because he left it behind and had a woman call investigators to report it stolen. The 21-year-old was arrested after the deputies interviewed the owner of that truck. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you, Mark. In Adair County, state police say a body was found inside a burning townhome. Troopers say there was a fire on Watson Road in Columbia. The owner of the home found the body inside a day later. The body is now at the state medical examiner's office, and troopers do not know who the person is or how the person died.
One person was killed and another injured in a violent crash in Lexington. It happened last night on Athens-Boonesboro Road near the Clark County line. Investigators say the passenger was thrown from the vehicle. The coroner says that man died at the scene, and he says speed was a factor in the crash. The driver was rushed to the hospital. We have not been told at this point if he will be facing any charges, and no names have been released in connection with that. And a man and woman were seriously injured in a crash on Versailles Road in Lexington. Police say that couple was trying to cross the road near Keeneland when they were hit by a car. The woman was rushed to UK hospital with life-threatening injuries, and the man was also seriously hurt.
We're tracking the investigation into a shooting in Clay County. The sheriff's office says someone found the victim in a car on North 66 near Big Creek. That victim was taken to UK hospital. We do not know his name or his condition, and deputies do not think the man shot himself, and they're still looking for the shooter. Today, we expect to learn more about the case against a man accused of several crimes, including the attempted murder of a police officer.
U.S. Marshals arrested David Suarez last week during a traffic stop. He was wanted by police in several counties. WKYT's Mike Byer is live at Fayette District Court this morning to explain what we expect to happen in that today. Mike?
Good morning, Bill. David Suarez, who faces a long list of charges, including attempted murder of a police officer, will meet face-to-face with a judge this morning here at District Court. Suarez, also known as Drummer Dave, was arrested last week in Lexington by officials with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force and the Lexington Police Department. Investigators were able to collect information that led them to Suarez, who was pulled over by police on Manowar Boulevard near Clearwater Way. After the traffic stop, police found heroin, methamphetamine, a large amount of cash, and a loaded handgun on Suarez. The search for the 38-year-old stemmed from an investigation that started in December of 2015 when a search warrant was executed at his residence. There, officers found methamphetamine, heroin, pills, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia, this according to a release. Suarez now faces 2 counts of trafficking in methamphetamine, trafficking in heroin, 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of marijuana, and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. U.S. Marshals also served Suarez with a warrant out of Jessamine County for parole violation and warrants out of Garrett County for attempted murder of a police officer fleeing or evading police, leaving the scene of an accident, trafficking in a controlled substance, wanton endangerment, and burglary. So as you can see, Suarez will have a lot on his plate this morning when he meets a judge right here at District Court this morning. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. The family of a Lexington native who was killed in the terrorist attacks in Belgium is planning to make funeral arrangements later today. Stephanie Schultz's family says that she and her husband, their bodies have arrived in the U.S. Stephanie and Justin Schultz were in the Brussels airport when it was attacked by suicide bombers last month. There is already a service planned for April 10th in Gatlinburg, where Justin called home.
New on WKYT this morning, we've learned 2 investigators arrested for a weekend fire that seriously damaged a Lexington home. 18-year-old Daniel Prather is charged with arson, and he will be arraigned later today. Yesterday morning's fire damaged a house on Ohio Street off of East 6th Street. Firefighters say no one was living in the house at the time. Now, according to his arrest citation, firefighters say Prather had soot on his hands, and witnesses saw him around the home before the fire started.
The time is 6:37 on WKYT this morning, and this could be a dramatic week ahead in Frankfort. Kentucky's Attorney General says Governor Matt Bevin has until Friday to restore cuts to higher education or face a lawsuit. Through executive order, Bevin slashed funding to higher education by 4.5% last week. But Attorney General Andy Beshear says Bevin's move is illegal since the state is not facing a declared budget shortfall. Meanwhile, lawmakers in Frankfort are still trying to work out a 2-year budget going forward. There is just one legislative day left this session, and that is on April 12th. The widow of a fallen Jessamine County paramedic says a bill with his name attached to it should help a lot of Kentucky families. Governor Matt Bevin signed the John Mackey Memorial Act into law. That bill calls for families of fallen paramedics to receive $80,000 in death benefits and free tuition at state universities and community colleges. John Mackey died in November when he was hit by a car while on duty.
Standard car wreck. The police get dispatched, the fire gets dispatched, and we get dispatched. We're all standing right there together in the same place at the same time. And it's been a long time coming that they finally get recognized as doing the same things.
The John Mackey Memorial Act will go into effect in July. All local government EMS workers and volunteers killed after November 1st, 2015 will be eligible for benefits.
With more people spending time outside, that means search and rescue crews have to be ready to go to work. And to prepare for the busy season, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue team spent their weekend training, figuring out the quickest ways to get to a fall victim at the Red River Gorge. Last year, crews dealt with dozens of rescues at the gorge, and they also, unfortunately, handled 3 body recoveries at the popular Chimney Rock.
Chimney top, there's railing just like this that's out there, but what happens, people cross over that railing and then they try to jump over the crack, and that's when they get in trouble.
May recommends that hikers take a whistle, rope, and water with them on the trail, and always tell someone when you're hiking how long you expect to be out on the trail.
A heads up this morning for folks who work at a plant in Richmond. Gill Industries will not be opening up as planned this morning due to a power outage. A transformer blew near the plant, knocking out power to the building. So they're asking that employees not report until 9 o'clock this morning as crews are continuing to work to restore the power there. So a little sleep-in time, or right. I guess get a thing or two done before work today.
A good feeling. Get another hour of sleep, right?
Our time this morning is 6:39, and it is time to see how traffic is moving along this morning.
Here's Officer Don with a look at live drive traffic.
Good morning. Well, no collisions, and we just checked Manowar and Sir Barton. That turns out it's a stalled car there, not a wreck. So all lanes are open on Sir Barton there in the Hamburg area. Let's get a look outside and show you live traffic flow, current conditions as you prepare to head out the door this morning. Get a look at the north side of town with no problems. Also the interstate, 75 between the northern and southern splits look good. As far as drive times go this morning from Nicholasville, it's still in great shape, 12 to 15 minutes. From Versailles is 11 minutes. From Frankfort will take about 27 647. Now back to you in the studio.
Hey, Don, thank you so much. And you can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. And you can download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. 6:40 is the time on WKYT. A lot more news coming up for you on your Monday morning.
Up next, a story that could give you that sinking feeling. It's an art exhibit that you have to see to believe.
A few showers just north of I-64. That's out ahead of our front. Our front blows through tonight and gives us that freeze warning overnight. And then all eyes are on Friday for possible snow. I've got my forecast coming up.
And it's early in Lexington, KY, here on your Monday morning. We're glad to have you along with us. Abraham Lincoln, the only president born in Kentucky, there memorialized now in downtown. We're back in just a moment.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We have a few showers just to the north of us there, I-64 northbound. That's the best bet. Picking up some showers this morning, and that's where we're seeing that likelihood of it happening. Look, toward the north of that, that's where the actual front is. Our front is not over us just yet. It's going to take a while for that front to actually get down to us. Georgetown getting in on the mix. It's starting to feel some sprinkles here and there, especially northern Georgetown. Get off towards Sadieville and then back towards Stamping Ground area. That's where you're holding on to some rain. Also Cynthiana now getting that shower rolling on through. Paris, yeah, more than likely you'll get in on the mix. Remember, this is very spotty. Carlisle, give it another 15-20 minutes and it'll roll right through downtown Carlisle. A light shower. Remember, this is light rain. This isn't heavy rain. Temperatures are there in the 50s. Once we hit the afternoon, we go from the 50s to the 60s. So it's not a bad feeling day. But let me tell you this, you throw in some winds 15 to 25 miles per hour, and those lower 60s, upper 50s will feel quite cool. Some of us down south, mid to upper 60s. And then we head off into the evening hours. So the rain looks to end anywhere from 5 to about 9 p.m. That's when it looks to end. And that goes from north to south as that front and that cold air slides on in here. Look overnight and into tomorrow morning. We're seeing temperatures in the upper 20s, lower 30s on not just this particular model, but several of them. So pretty cold shot of air, and it's pretty confident that we will actually see 32 degrees or below for virtually every location tomorrow morning. And that's through 9 a.m., so a freeze warning in effect. And then we focus our attention on what's coming next. Look toward Thursday, Friday. Thursday, some chilly showers. Friday, look at this. Get off toward Friday evening and night. There's 10 p.m. And look at some of these weather models picking up on some light snow. Remember, this isn't going to be a big issue, but the problem here is Keeneland opens on Friday. You got some ball games going on Friday. It's just not going to be a good-looking day, and it's going to be very chilly with those gusty winds and also the possibility of some isolated spots picking up on that snow as it rolls on through. So that's going to be on Friday. Once it backs on out of here, we'll see those temperatures rise very rapidly back to the 50s and 60s on Saturday and Sunday. But all in all, this work week is pretty active. There's a lot going on, starting off with today with some showers, and then tomorrow morning, freeze warning. The following morning, some showers and thunderstorms. The next day, chilly showers. The following day, some snowflakes.
Make it stop.
It's a pretty active work week. But the good news here is none of these days will actually affect us big time in terms of trying to get out of the house. No severe weather in there, no large snow amounts expected. So just little hits here and there. It's just kind of more of a nuisance than anything else.
I was going to say, yeah, just something we wish would move on along.
Right. I'm with you on that.
It's spring.
Yeah, ready for spring.
Yeah.
Come on, spring.
Coming up on 6:47 right now.
An underwater art exhibit has debuted on the world's second and largest artificial reef.
Let's take a look. The 500-foot General Hoyt Vandenberg is in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. It's about 7 miles south of Key West. Over the weekend, divers installed a dozen illustrations on the Vandenberg's weather deck, more than 90 feet below the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. So some sights to see there.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It really is. All right, good to have you along Monday morning on WKYT. We're making the best of it, right, as we get this week off and rolling.
We're talking about frost and snow, and then they're swimming in the ocean. Well. More news when we come back.
Coming up, how will Trump's showing in Wisconsin influence his path to the presidency? The latest on both races before tomorrow's primary. Plus, a massive data leak reveals how the ultra-rich hide their fortunes. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back to WKYT This Morning. Your time is 6:50. Still to come, how hackers are using ransomware to steal files and hold hospitals or even entire towns hostage.
The news is back in the morning on CBS This Morning. There everybody is getting ready to go at the CBS Broadcast Center in New York as they take their places on set. And we'll have that for you very shortly right here on WKYT.
So, in Mercer County, deputies arrested a man accused of killing a mother of 4 in a hit-and-run crash.
Matthew Warner is charged with leaving the scene of an accident and tampering with physical evidence. Police say the truck that he was driving at the time of the deadly crash was stolen. Deputies say Heather Lawrence was hit by a truck while crossing US 127 near Highway 1160. Her husband says she left the house early Sunday morning after an argument. He then went looking for her and found her injured in the road.
New on WKYT this morning, we've learned who investigators arrested for a weekend fire that seriously damaged a Lexington home. 18-year-old Daniel Prather is charged with arson. He will be arraigned later today. Now, yesterday morning's fire damaged a house on Ohio Street off East 6th Street. Firefighters say no one was living in the home at the time. According to his arrest citation, firefighters say Prather had soot on his hands, and witnesses saw him around the home before the fire started. Still no names have been released in yesterday's deadly crash on Athens-Boonesboro Road in Lexington. Investigators say a male passenger was ejected from the car and died at the scene. The driver was taken to UK Hospital.
Campaign 2016 turns to Wisconsin tomorrow, where presidential candidates are making their final pushes ahead of the primary, which will be held during the voting hours tomorrow. Republican Ted Cruz is expected to beat Donald Trump in Wisconsin. That at least would be in accordance with the recent polling. And Democrat Bernie Sanders holds a slight lead over the national frontrunner Hillary Clinton there. Federal investigators are looking into what led to the deadly Amtrak derailment outside of Philadelphia yesterday. Officials say 2 Amtrak workers were killed and more than 30 passengers injured when the train slammed into equipment on the tracks. The train was coming from New York City on its way to Savannah, Georgia. Sunday's collision comes less than a year after the deadly derailment of Amtrak 188 in Philadelphia that killed 8 people. More than 11 million documents from a Panama-based law firm have been leaked. The files reveal details of hundreds of thousands of clients and are at the center of an investigation by news organizations around the world. The so-called Panama Papers reportedly show some companies that were sheltered in tax havens were being used for suspected money laundering, arms and drug deals, as well as other illegal activities.
U.S. soccer star Abby Wambach has been arrested for alleged drunk driving. Officials say she was taken to jail in Portland, Oregon. Now, just after 2 a.m. Sunday morning, Wambach is one of the most decorated female soccer players in the world. Before her retirement last year, she clinched 2 Olympic gold medals and 1 World Cup title. Wambach was also declared FIFA's Female World Player of the Year for 2012.
And a private space company is a step closer to taking tourists into orbit. Blue Origin had its 3rd successful rocket launch and return over the weekend. The company was founded by Amazon's chief executive, Jeff Bezos. If other tests go according to plan, it could launch space rides as early as 2018.
Relatively lightweight drones buzzing overhead, delivering packages and conducting other business could be a step closer. A government-sponsored committee is recommending standards that could clear the way for commercial drone flights over populated areas. Industries like TV stations and cellular network providers say they'd like to use drones. The recommendations obtained by the AP call for 4 authorized categories of small drones.
Our time is coming up on 6:55, and we have all the latest for you on WKYT.com. Mike is tracking a wild weather week, including a freeze warning tonight and possible snow as we head toward Keeneland's opening on Friday. It would be light snow, but nevertheless, something to remember if that happens on opening day for the spring meet. We've learned of an arrest overnight in the hit-and-run death of a mother of 4 in Mercer County. We'll be following up on that story on air and online today. We're also working to learn the identity of the man killed in that accident along Athens-Boonesboro Road. Police are telling us that speed was likely a factor in that wreck. We've uploaded our story, including video from some Scott County High School band members who were in New York City during a big scare over the weekend, and they tell their story. Also last night, yes, it was really big for Kentucky-born country music singer Chris Stapleton. The Paintsville native won several categories, including Male Vocalist of the Year at the Academy of Country Music Awards that aired right here on WKYT. An awesome singer, a great writer of country music as well. On Kentucky.com, WKYT.com, basketball fans are remembering Freddie Maggard, who helped the tiny Carr Creek High School win the state championship back in 1956. He hit 2 game-winning shots in the Sweet 16, and those who remember it say it was like a movie. He went on to a successful career as a coal and energy executive. Maggard died in Corbin at age 78. And CBS This Morning is coming up shortly with your eye opener. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. There they are again at CBS News, getting ready to go. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest, WKYT.com.
We have some showers out and about, very light rain just north of Lexington, north of I-64. That's your best bet. Actually, this is prefrontal stuff, meaning watch it fade away as we go through the next couple of hours, and then the actual front moves through later on this afternoon, and that'll give us some spotty showers to deal with. Temperatures are in the 50s, and then we slide into your afternoon, and overnight, look at the freeze warning in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, guys.
It's just
Cover
not
those
right.
plants.
Yeah, you better cover the plants. That's right. Bring them in. Yeah.
Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day, and thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great day.